Good afternoon. Now we start. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arab Innovation Academy 2018. I will soon announce who are the chosen top 10 teams who will be pitching on this grandiose stage here. Who wants to be on this stage? Oh yeah. So 10 teams will have the opportunity to come here and share their amazing idea, what they have developed during the last 10 days of massive Arab Innovation Academy. Let's see how the program looks like. So I will give you a quick intro about the timing, the schedule. Can we have the information slide on, please? Yes. So we start with the grand pitching. The format is you will get 3 minutes, and when your 3 minutes is over, music starts to play, then you know time is over. Then we have 2 minutes questions from the investors, and then the time is off, and the next team comes on the stage. After that, we will choose top 3 teams who will be, in our judges' opinions, the best teams out of those 10 teams. Also, we will have a fireside chat, Technovate, with investors. And after that, we will find out who are the winners on the award ceremony. To begin with, special prizes are also announced. So one of the teams can showcase their idea at the World Innovation Summit for Health that takes place in Doha in November 2018. Also, 3 teams will get a special prize of expedited interview with QSTP Accelerate program. This means that you don't have to do a special applications, but you get one step past and you're closer to getting the program. And third place award will be 3 hours of marketing mentoring and 2 hours of business mentoring. Second place award will be 5 hours of marketing mentoring and 3 hours of business mentoring. And first place award will be expedited interview with Alchemist Accelerator, plus global reach by video interview in Innovation Academy Network, so all the people can get to know your startup, and also 7 hours of marketing mentoring and 4 hours of business mentoring. So these are the prizes that we're giving up, but let's face it, it's already a prize to come here on the stage. And we want to know who the 10 teams are, right? Are you ready? At this very moment, your team could be among the top teams. And we will announce them one by one. And even if it happens that your team is not among the 10 teams, we have a special wild card. So we keep things excited. The first team to head as top 10, coming here on the table, yeah, music, will be Carry On. Second team coming to pitch on the stage will be Funread. Third team coming on the stage will be Express Food Supply. Fourth team, Sukari. Oh yeah. So this is the reaction what I want to see. When your team name is shouted out, you go like, wow! Because you're so close to winning. I mean, every team that comes on this stage is such a winner already. Fifth team, Swifter. 6, AG Automation. 7, Go Gather. 8, Ecoplast. 9, Pencam. Now it's the 10th. It could be you. It could be you. Will it be you? Are you feeling it already? Is it you? The 10th team coming on the stage will be IGT. So these are the teams that will get on the stage. but there's also an opportunity for a wild card. If your name is not on that list, it could be here in this bowl. And the destiny of your team lies in the hands of one man that we will invite on the stage to draw the wild card. Ladies and gentlemen from Qatar Foundation, please welcome on stage Dr. Hamad Ibrahim. You ready for it? Drum roll, drum roll. And the wild card will be given to... It's an interesting... Milat EVT. Thank you. So Milat EV team, are you here? Yeah? You got the wild card. So they will be the 11th team on the stage to pitch their idea. Let's do a really quick intro of the mentors. I will shout out their name, and I want them to stand up and do a power pose, like, hell yeah! Or like, we're going to do some tough work now. You ready for it? So let's start from, this is an Arab country, we have to start from the right. First of all, Mr. Maher, Dr. Maher Hakim. Investor number 2, Ibrahim Hassan. Ravi Belani. Ali Karabay. Sarah Danielle. And Sander van der Blank. They will be evaluating all the teams, and they will choose the top 3 teams. Now, it's showtime. And we begin with the first team. And the first team I want to invite on the stage to give their first pitch on this awesome stage is Carry On. Carry On. Rock and roll. So when you come on the stage, I will give you a hand microphone. If you need a second one, let us know. We will grab one from the investors table. Here's the remote. To the right is forward. To the left is back. And here you have a little screen that shows everything that is on the big screens. Carry on. You got a special entry or something? Come on the stage. Come on.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm Ahmed, and we're Carry On. Sorry. All right, so today I'm going to talk to you about international shipping. This is Rick. His birthday was a few days ago. Imagine that his family in Silicon Valley want to send him a personalized note and a family picture for his birthday. It's going to take them $150 and up to a week for that package to get here. This is absurd for 2 pieces of paper, and it's a slow process. So imagine a solution where that exact same package could be here in 2 days with half the price. Carry On is a cross-platform application that utilizes travelers' free luggage space to send packages worldwide. So how does it work? We have 2 sides, the sender and the traveler. The sender, Rick's family, will open the application, select sender, put in the application the package details, such as dimensions and package type, and they're all set. On the other side, we have Harold, who's coming from Silicon Valley to Doha. He has a free space in his bag, and he wants to make money out of it. So what does he do? He opens the app, puts in the reference number, and then he's going to put how much free space he has, and that's all. We're going to match the package requests from Silicon Valley to Harold. They're going to send it to our facility, where we do a security check, and we combine all the packages into one package. We hand it off to Harold at the airport. When he arrives here, he's going to drop it in the arrival terminal, where we have a booth, and Rick gets his package. That's it. Simple as that. Initially, we're going to start with Doha, Karachi. That's going to be our route, because we have identified that there are many potential customers due to large expat community here. We're going to initially target the international students, the Pakistani international students, and then we're going to expand to expats, and then we're going to move on to all the other countries, only when the Doha-Karachi model is optimized and profitable. So what's our business model? We charge $50 per kilogram, 70% to us, 30% for the traveler. With conservative estimates, we estimate that in 11 months, we're going to break even, just on the Doha-Karachi route. Next. So why us? First of all, we're safer. None of our competitors have any security measures. Initially, we're going to only carry low-cost, low-risk items. And we have scanners to scan our products, and the traveler has the right to check the package itself. We're also economical, 50% cheaper on the Doha-Karachi route. We're quicker, 2 days, and we're more sustainable. Moreover, the travelers, by using our product, they earn more money. They can cover 50% of their ticket cost by using our platform than our competitors. So initially, this was our, in just 3 days, this was our followings. These numbers have actually increased overnight to 500 likes and more than 450 subscribers. We have had messages that we did great and that this product is needed. This is our diverse, committed, and passionate team that want to launch this product. And what Uber did to taxis, what Airbnb did to hotels, we are going to do to the logistics industry. Thank you.
So now we have questions from the investors within 2 minutes. Please grab a mic if you want to ask.
Okay, I'll start. How do you plan to stay under the radar screen for a little bit so that Donald Trump will not stop you from doing what you need to do?
That's a great question. Initially, 3 months is going to be just like optimizing our back-end coding and so on, and doing more validation. So, and that part, we're still going to not officially launch. Most of the time, it's going to take to optimize the back-end process of our operations.
I have another question. How will you solve the chicken and egg problem?
Can you elaborate more?
Who comes first, a traveler or an actual client?
All right. So we have two sides, the sender and the traveler. We have identified that it's going to cost more. The customer acquisition cost for the sender is going to be more, because our competitors, the ratio between travelers and senders is 3-to-1. That means there are 3 people willing to take packages through this process for every one sender. So I think we need to spend more time on more resources on the sender than the packager, because they're easier to identify and to target.
But how do you crack the two-sided marketplace initially? At scale, this all makes sense. But in the beginning, when you have neither side and you just go after the senders without the travelers necessarily there, how do you solve that nut where you have to have the marketplace clear?
I believe that's something, like I said, we're only going to start with the Doha-Karachi model. And like tough questions like that, we're going to learn trial and error. I think that's the way to answer those questions. So during that 3 months in that small market, we're going to test, and we'll be able to answer like how to balance between the two.
And on top of that, in order to learn about our customer acquisition and so focus on how to get these senders, then we might first invest part of the money that we might need to send ourselves without using necessarily travelers the packages to their destinations, and so study how we can increase and acquire more senders. So
it's actually a good follow-on from my question. How much money do you need to develop the back end and to start testing and acquiring users and senders?
Yes, for the first 3 months, we need 125,000. And that covers investment in warehouse, rent, and other facilities we need to develop the application. That goes into this next 3 months where we begin to generate income on the platform.
So this music marked end of time. This is the first team. Carry on. Thank you. Next on the stage, let's welcome Funread. Funread team, more fun steps, quick steps, quick steps, quick steps. Remote.
It's me?
Yeah.
This one? Next one?
Yes.
Hello everybody, my name is Sabina and I'm representing Funread team. As you can understand, from the name of our app, what we care is reading, kids, and fun. Did you guys know that 50% of the kids in US, by the survey done in 2015, actually replied that they are not interested in reading? At the same time, 24 million of kids out of the 40 actually the owners of the gadgets. And they spend 7 hours per week playing the applications. So what we want to do is to make these 7 hours useful for them. So FunRead is the app that provides the access to the gamified version of the gamified version of the books. And in order to access the books, kids, in order to access the games, kids has to read a part of the book. But it's not that easy, because after he has to solve some quiz and reply to the questions, which are actually based on what he read. So if he answers correct, you can see that there is a heart, and he gets an access, he unlocks his game. And if he didn't reply right, so sorry, you have to read more, or like just to move on to the next chapter till the quiz session. So what we want to do, we want to implement a new circle of habits for the kids, which is like read, solve quiz, and play the game. In the market today, there is many similar apps, but none of them actually implementing the same scheme that we are going to implement. There are interactive books like Read Monkey and Epic. And as you can see, there is 1 million downloads, and this is data only for the Google Play, which actually shows that the parents care, and they are interested to invest money in such apps. Most of the apps are using the revenue model, like you paying monthly fee. So we decided to adopt this system also for our app. And so basically, the parents or the school, depends who is the purchaser, will have to pay $4.99 per month. And we need approximately 50,000 to bring it into the life. And we think that in 2 years, we will also have around 1 million downloads. How did we get to this beautiful idea? With our team, which is very diverse, and like we always challenge each other. So we really believe that this product is great, and we also believe that readers are leaders. So make sure that you are subscribing and looking for us.
Questions from the investors?
How big does this get as a business? How big does it get as a business in terms of how much revenue does it get to?
Actually, after doing all the calculations, we found out that we would achieve our break-even point in 3 years, and this is by only doing $4.99 per month, and by achieving a 30% of active users of the whole downloads. So we get to make profit through the 4th year.
How big does it get?
5 million after the calculations.
How many kids are there in the world?
How many kids are there in the world?
We know only... Okay, we didn't check in the world, but we checked for the US. And between 5 to 14, there is 40 million kids. And 24 million of them, as I already mentioned, has their own gadgets. But we don't erase that 60 million because probably their parents or in a family, they have some gadgets that they're using.
What's your initial target market, and what languages are you going to offer?
First language, I think it will be English. And the target market, it actually the parents of the children between 5 to 14, schools.
And what geography?
US and other countries who like has English as a official language.
How will you prevent your competitors from, copying your scheme. You said you have a special scheme that they don't have. So how will you prevent them from doing the same?
We would like to develop our own machine learning algorithm that will make the dynamic question after the reading. So the question will be on the content of the chapter. So that will determine the question and also the answers.
Thank you. This was Fun Read. Time is up. Fun Read. Next up on stage, let's welcome Express Food Supply.
Assalamu alaikum. Hi everyone. We are Express Food Supply and we save restaurants money by helping them manage their food supply chain. In Qatar alone, there are over 1,000 restaurants that are not part of a franchise and that don't have a supplier contract. These restaurants work so hard to try to find suppliers to get them the food they need in a need basis, but they fail trying to do this because of the lack of communication between these two businesses. So instead, they go to hypermarkets and supermarkets and buy the products they need at a way more expensive price than they could if they had a wholesale price at a supplier. They waste money, they waste time, and they waste their efforts. But that's not the only thing being wasted. Is this? Okay. Okay. So food is being wasted too. In Qatar alone, there's 1.4 million tons of food being wasted a year. That's 30% more than anywhere else in the world. Suppliers have food being wasted because they don't sell them before they expire. And restaurants have food being overbought and end up being thrown away. That's a lot of money being wasted on food being bought for no reason. But the solution is here with us, with Express Food Supply, the restaurant's one-stop shop for all their food supply needs. We have created an application that categorizes foods in different sections, and a restaurant can simply go and choose the category of food they want, like spices, oils, wheat, dairy. And then like any e-commerce website, they choose the category they want, the product, the quantity of a product, and then simply check out and choose their delivery preferences. It is very high in affordance because it's the same model as any e-commerce website. But it gets better. We offer inventory tracking for better management, predictive and smart buying, so we know what you need before you know it, and our beta app is ready. A lot of restaurants and suppliers have already told us that once this is on the market, they're ready to use it. Right now, we've calculated that we can make 50,000 riyals monthly just by charging 100 restaurants 500 riyals as a monthly subscription. Restaurants now, after asking them, have actually told us that they budget 10,000 riyals monthly just for food. But with our inventory tracking and predictive buying, we can save them at least 2,000 riyals, which means we are asking them for 5% of their initial costs monthly, but saving them 15%. We can sustain this with 7,560 riyals monthly, but to make this amazing idea a reality, we need 380,000 riyals. With an amazing team of coders, designers, business managers, and a marketing expert, our idea has no limits. With Express Food Supply, restaurants can save money by bettering their food supply chain with us. Thank you.
Shipion.
So this seems like such a good idea. There must be hundreds of startup companies doing it. Have you done your research on your competition?
So with companies that do the same sort of model, we've actually done our market analysis and found out there are two specific places that do the same kind of idea, and that's Kitchify and Cisco. But they work at a larger market, and they target institutionalized spaces like hospitals, hotels and educational institutes, and Cisco does the same. So we've basically targeted smaller restaurants, and our criteria is the restaurants that aren't part of a franchise or don't have a supplier contract, and Around the world, there is a huge market availability for this because we actually found out that there is millions and millions of restaurants around the world that fall into that category. So we have a lot of room for profitability and growing. Thank you.
I'm not sure if I was clear. Are you guys a vendor where you're going to be selling the goods, and are you holding inventory if you are, or are you a broker just facilitating connections?
We're like the middleman.
And what prevents you from getting disintermediated then? If somebody uses you and then finds the source vendors, and then for the second transaction goes around you so that they don't have to pay the fee?
We've actually thought of that a lot as a team and found out that the same way we don't want anyone to find out who the suppliers are, the suppliers don't want their prices to be connected to their name. So we've created an algorithm where the suppliers will be anonymous. So it'll be just an ID number, supplier 1, 2, 3. So only we know that information. That's what keeps us classified and gives us the upper hand. Thank you.
What is your expansion strategy? So you're starting in Qatar, and then after that?
So we need 10 months to use the 380 I've mentioned to actually make the company happen and the application happen. Once that happens and we've stayed another year developing the application and having our customer base, and we've reached the 1,000 that we predicted in Doha with at least 50% of the 240 available suppliers in Doha, we will start expanding, but outside the GCC, considering the current problem.
Express Food Supply. Next, let's welcome on the stage, Sukari, please.
Hi, we are Sukari, and we want to empower diabetics. And not just the 34 million that are currently in the Middle East, but the 67 million in the future. 300,000 patients are currently here in Qatar, costing the country 500 million just in diabetes expenses. But the real burden isn't just on the system. The burden is on the diabetic. Think about this, okay? I have to take medication every day. I have to go to the doctor, stand in line, wait. It's a stressful process. It's not wholesome. And we want to make this easier for them by connecting them through an application to their doctor remotely. This saves them time, and it gives them the reassurance that they need. Okay? So telemedicine isn't a new concept in the US. It's bound to be an $86 billion business. But here in the Middle East, this is still in its inception. And we're connecting to an audience through their language in Arabic. And more importantly, we're connecting them to the doctors that they also visit in person. Because diabetes is a personalized management, and this is important. I want to deal with the same person via the phone as I do in person. So I want to just take you through how this works, okay? So this is our app. Okay? And I'm a diabetic, and I record my blood glucose level. And here I can also make an appointment with my doctor. And on the time and day of the call, my doctor contacts me, and I get my prescription. It's that simple. And we've built the frontline prototype, and you can't see this right now, but actually we also have the video calling technology ready today. Okay? So, just to recap, I'm saving time. I'm the diabetic. I'm saving time. The doctor also saves time. He manages patients more efficiently, and he manages their health better, because more face time literally means also improved health, because more face time, as per research, has shown an impact in reduction on the associated complications with diabetes. This can save the system 10%. And if we're talking about Qatar again, 500 million, 51% of that are only complications, cost of complications, not the actual management of the disease. So in this scenario, the 10% savings are a $25 million opportunity. And we want to work with insurance companies to transfer down that saving to them. So instead of paying $125 per year per patient on the complications, not the disease, they will pay us half of that amount, and we will make sure that their patients are managing their health better via our application. So We currently, as I said, have the front prototype. We have the live video calling. We have a letter of intent from the Diabetes Association and interest from an insurance company. And the team is a diverse team with skills in development, marketing, and a doctor and sales. What we need is $25,000 to get us started by mid this year. And we hope that you'll help us make this come true. Thank you so much. That's the team. That's the team.
Questions? Yes.
Could you go over your financial projections?
Yes, but I will pass this mic.
The question is, please?
Financials.
Financial projections. So we are asking right now for 25...
Projections. So not what you need, but where do you think you will be in the next?
Yeah, so we are expecting in the second year, after launching the app, we will have 5% of the whole market. So it will like 2.5 million Qatari riyal. And in the third year, we will be on 10% of the whole market. This is the scale of it, and 20% in the fourth year.
Historically, when patients visit doctors, that's when hospitals make money. So here you are cutting the doctors because there'll be the video call. How are you going to keep the doctors interacted if they're losing money by using the platform?
Remember that the research shows that the more FaceTime you have with your doctor, the more your health actually improves. So yes, there is video calling that will substitute for some of the in-person visits, but no one currently goes 4 times a month to their doctor, and no one will in future. However, the research shows that you should. To have that huge impact, you should see your doctor 4 times per month.
So are you paying the doctor?
No.
For the 4 times?
No. Their follow-up visits currently are free.
Actually, once you visit the physician for the doctor for the first time, you pay for this, but the follow-up is free. And the recommendation of the World Healthcare Organization, they recommend for a diabetic patient to see once per month a physical visit to the doctor, and once a week follow-up, either a phone or a video call. So
I think the question though is, what's the incentive for the doctor to want to have you succeed if they're losing money by not having as many visits?
At this point in time, they would schedule an appointment for 1 hour with their client, and a follow-up would be an hour as well. Here, in that hour is essentially broken down into 350 minutes.
So they'll make as much money.
They'll make as much money.
In fact, they'll make more with you, right?
Yes, because,
so
yeah, sorry. Thank you.
Shukari, thank you. Next on stage, we have Swifter. Please.
Hi, we're Swifter. This is a girl. She's studying computer science, and her name is AIA, and she has only 1 hour to figure out what a perceptron is. So she does it old school, and she went to Google. So Google gives her all these overwhelming results. So she decides to use our platform instead. Let's pretend this is a cell phone. Okay, Swifter, can you tell me in 15 seconds what is a perceptron? It's not working. Okay. So here we're supposed to have the voice actually of the bot. And it was supposed to be like, okay, but check out this book on Amazon first, because that's supposed to be the ad, because that's how we make money. And then the bot is going to explain what a perceptron is. It's going to say basically that it's a machine learning technique that you feed to some data. Example, pictures of cats and dogs, and it will guess that the input was a cat picture. That's a perceptron in 15 seconds. So this is a time-driven search that gives the right information to the right person at the right time, specified by the user to fit into his busy schedule. We collect data from Bing because Google doesn't allow us to use as much search queries as we want per day. We use web crawling technique to filter this data, so only relevant information that fits into the time constraint will make it into the red carpet, which is a document that is given to you to save or share with your friends. And also we have a machine learning technique to learn the user and learn his time preference and his interests. So this is what 5 days on the internet looked like for Swifter. We already have around 100 software engineers subscribed to our mailing list to get notified when they will be testing our beta version, 100 Instagram followers, and by now 2,600 likes on Facebook. Business revenue model: ads, sponsors, content providers, but the most important is data reselling. We provide a unique new type of data, which is intentional data. The amount of time the user initially dedicated to tackle the matter. And when the user actually goes into the search, we can get the behavioral data, which is the time he actually spent searching the matter. And we can compare these two variables to get an insight of how the user intentionally wanted to behave and how he ended up behaving. We have 11 million computer science students worldwide now. The increase rate is 45. So we're planning to have 10,000 users. We want $25,000. And we have 3 computer science among us in the team. And we want you to invest in us. Thank you.
Okay, so let's assume a year from now, you're incredibly successful and you've got hundreds of thousands of people using your platform and now you're famous. And Bing decides to shut you down. You cannot use their API anymore. What would you do?
We'll find another search engine. We can create our own.
Can you elaborate a bit on what the real magic is in the thing that you do?
The real what?
The real magic.
Okay, we are time-driven. Nobody is time-driven so far. And
so when you want to search, if you don't have time, like you have maybe 5 to 10 minutes, you would enter the time that you have, and the code will get you the most accurate information that explains what you need to find, and it will classify it into different sections. For example, it will have a definition and a part of a video that explains exactly what you need, and it will display them for you to see. Yeah.
And how easy copyable is it?
Yeah, so we can patent it, but like we're still thinking about how to do this in the future, how to like keep the information safe.
Okay. Any more questions?
But is the time delimiting automated, or are you doing that by using a taxonomy or some? How much effort is going to be involved in instrumenting the web to be, or the Google API or Bing's API search, so that it can be digestible by your engine?
Can you just repeat the main
what's involved to take the existing content and make it time sensitive? Is it something that's automated that just goes through your system, or do you have to actually manually go through and
we don't
re-index stuff?
We don't manually go through it. There are algorithms that can tell you the specific, like in a video, you can tell which part of the video is talking about the subject that you need. But when if the information is the most relevant one on the internet, then it's based on machine learning. So as more users would use our program, it'll learn more and more which are the links that are best, that explain best the idea.
Team Swifter. Next on stage, please welcome on stage AG Automation.
Lovely Doha. AIA Automation. Currently, there is 1 billion people, according to the USAID, suffering from food insecurity. What does food insecurity mean to you? That means providing a sufficient supply of food that will provide you a healthy and productive life cycle. The problem is not only limited to that. By 2050, we would have 9.1 billion people suffering from food insecurity. We need 70% more of food production in order to meet these demands. Challenges are complex. In addition to that, you need to tackle the land deficiency problem, the supply chain itself, and the climate change is completely changing and distracting the growing of crops. All of these makes what I presented to you makes it the word of impossible, but we are offering the only solution possible that makes a systematic system controlled, real-time, data-driven in order to shift farming from a conventional process to complete industrial system. Our product is a complete solution of a farm integrated with a software that transforms that being sold to a farmer with an open landscape. Through the AIA, we developed the software itself, and this is part of the software that we developed. We're showing the farms that we are managing, how we are controlling, how we are monitoring those farms, what are the elements that are measuring, such as water level, pH, CO2, all those components that help us, all these data, key data points that help us to drive the farm intelligently and fully automated. Our vision, that's you see a city, a future metropolitan city with a vertical farm. Those current solutions are not smart. We are offering a smart solution. We are a turnkey solution, is data-driven. We have special features like Internet of Things, machine learning, smart monitoring. All of this help us to drive farming to a complete industrial process. We came with 3 innovative business, with 3 data resell. Farm X is our solution and is our approach. We are committed to deliver our first farm in August 2018. Hardware and software integrated together. We pick up some momentum through the NSF grant granted to us during and a half. And we have a great team of competencies from A&M, MIT, Qatar University, and Northwestern. Join us to change farming to from conventional to industrial process.
Well, for me it's quite unclear. Will you become a factory or a software house?
So we are a complete turnkey solution, design and build, that we offer the full integration. We are committed to become the future Tesla of farming sector. So we don't want to sell only the dashboard of the Tesla, we want to sell the whole Tesla.
Can you go back to the slide with the prices with your competition? So the 250,000 Qatari riyals cost is for how much space and...
Right, so the 250,000 Qatari riyals is done based on the Qatari market itself. We have visited local markets, and we have, it's for a 250 square meter, which is a regular size of a greenhouse, a typical greenhouse size, and we did the comparison accordingly.
And what kind of crops?
So the crop we are targeting is strawberries, and that's what we would like to start with because it has a high value and a fast return of investment.
Is anyone from your team from farming background?
Yes, we are very committed to recruit someone from agricultural sector, and this is part of our vision. So the crop we are targeting is strawberries, and that's what we would like to start with because it has a high value and a fast return of investment.
Is anyone from your team from farming background?
Yes, we are very committed to recruit someone from agricultural sector, and this is part of our vision.
Any more questions from the investors? All clear?
How much of the complexity is just in integrating disparate systems together between the hardware and the software versus creating pieces of that system that don't exist today?
Okay, my CTO will address that.
So the first part, the integrating is not as hard. There are fragmented solutions where some companies already integrated some of the sensors and show monitoring of those levels. The hardest part is to be able to develop the machine learning. That's where we're actually confident that we're able to do it, because we'll have the support of the farmers and their knowledge to start our algorithms smartly. So we're already starting at optimal solutions. And then using our machine learning competencies, we'll be able to monitor and to optimize slowly to push for optimizing the growth cycle.
AIA Automation, thank you. Next, please welcome on stage, Go Gather.
Where's Ahmed? He's supposed to present with me. Ahmed?
Sorry for being late, guys. This was a real-life demonstration of what our app can do. I'll let Shahad explain more.
Today is a very special day. It's our lovely CMO's birthday, and we're planning on throwing her a birthday surprise party. So, we have two problems here. First problem is that we want to make sure everybody's on time to know when to cut the cake. The other problem is choosing the right place to celebrate. According to our research, the most difficult problem about organizing events is choosing the place.
So what's our solution? We're building a platform that uses artificial intelligence that will suggest places for you according to the type of gathering you're having. So if you type in the title, dinner, it will suggest for you restaurants to dine at. But there is still another problem. The problem of knowing exactly when everybody is arriving, so you don't have to repeatedly call your friends to check on them and ask them, how long do you need to get there? So our app will estimate your friend's arrival time based on location. And then we took it a step further and it enabled users to share photos together, even if they're not directly in contact with each other.
So how did we validate the problem? Well, according to our survey, 92% had a problem organizing events. Now keep in mind that these people have access to available solutions such as Facebook events and Doodle.
So that tells you these apps are not actually working. What we're asking for is $100,000 to cover our expenses for a 6-month period of time. Our goal is to reach more than 10,000 users by the end of this period. Our revenue model will be mainly through premium features and suggested places and select analytical data. We have an amazing team of 6 members, 4 of which are engineers, 2 are software engineers who built a working and functional prototype in only 2 days. We have our CBO who recently joined Boeing and was successful in raising funds for other projects.
And let's not forget about our lovely CEO, who's the second Arab world best innovator and who had already established a startup with 200,000 users.
With Go Gather, we're reinventing the way people gather. Thank you. Happy birthday, Safa.
Happy birthday. To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Safa. Happy birthday to you.
That's the party girl.
Wow. Questions from the investors, please.
How would you manage to keep it simple and focused in the next 2 years?
Okay, so we focus a lot on user experience. I'm a medical doctor, but I have 10-year experience in UX and UI design. So we try to design the user interface in the simplest way possible. So you need the minimal amount of clicks to create an event. So
let me ask you this.
Yeah.
You launch this product 6 months from now, I come to you and say, we're organizing an event at QSTP, can you help us? I'll pay you money, a lot of money. Can you help us?
What kind of help do you need?
I want you to start printing badges and
no, we don't do that, no.
Why not? You're like an event management company.
Because we want to focus on one problem and we want to do it really good.
A lot of money.
You told us to keep it simple, remember?
Yeah, and we're not tempted. We're doing this out of passion.
Well, just to follow up on that, if you had to choose between growth, engagement, or monetization, and you had to do one of the three and you couldn't do the other two, which is the most important metric for you in the first
growth
12
and
months?
monetization? Engagement. Okay. I'd choose growth, engagement, and then monetization.
Well, choose one and only
Okay.
one.
Growth.
And okay. And so what's your current active number of users right now? You're at 0, right?
No, we reached 1,000 users
So how do
who
you get
signed
to,
up.
So if you're at 1,000 right now, how do you get to 1 million?
That comes when the marketing phase comes. We initially plan on building the IT infrastructure first, and then focus on marketing using social media platforms and influencers from the region to gain customers.
This is Go Gather. Thank you. Yes. Please welcome on stage Team Ecoplast.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. They say broken things cannot be fixed. Well, we as Ecoplast, we believe that the situation is totally different. You want to know how? Let me tell you how. Do you know how many plastic bottles we are wasting each and every day in this event? 300 plastic bottles each and every day, which means plastic waste. Now, plastic waste has been recognized as one of the world's main and serious issues with all the damages that it causes, from blocking the drains, from damaging and the pollutions in the air and water and soil pollutions. Now, what we created is that we created a mixture, 80% out of plastic waste, plus 20% our secret ingredients, and we turned that into a furniture. Now, how, or can you turn? This kind of furniture that I'm talking, or we are talking about, and also this kind of furniture. So this will be our style in making the furniture, and we have already an experience of making tiles, and the mixture has been proven that its solidity and its texture and also its waste can be suitable for making furniture. Now, why exactly furniture? Because the studies shows that there is a rise desire on the furniture, especially here in the Middle East. What is our market target? Business, so we are business to business, especially furniture distributor businesses as well as designing businesses. So we are opening doors for designers to design the furnitures, give it back to us, and then we can share like 5% of our profit to that design. Let's talk about business in business language. The special thing about our furniture is that it costs 3 times less than our competitors, which means that we have flexibility in the profit margin, which means it can be up to 83% of the profit margin. This is our timeline for 2018. Right now, we will produce in July our first product, which is chairs. And then in 2019, we will rise our production to 50%. In 2020, we will launch our business to customer model. What we need is $80,000 in order to cover our costs, as well as for designing the machines that we need to produce our furniture. Now, in return, in 2019, we will have $400,000. Now, we believe in team ethics, and that's why we have a mix of skilled teams. We have the CEO, we have, can you come? We have the CEO, Saif, Nof, our scientist, Ahmed, our engineer, and the last one, Tajveer, our businessman. Breaking news, do you know in these 3 minutes, there is 3 million kilograms of plastic waste has been produced. So what we are waiting for? When you invest on us, you are not just investing your money, but you are investing on the earth that you will leave it for your children. Thank you.
They sure know how to push the right buttons. Questions from the investors, please.
Can you speak more about your proprietary secret sauce, that 20%? Is that a proprietary compound that you've created? Is it a mix of off-the-shelf compounds? Okay. And do you have a patent on that? And any detail that you can share on how difficult that, how much of a competitive advantage that is?
Okay, I will leave the floor to the inventor of the mixture.
Oh, so good afternoon. So yeah, when we talk about the mixture, it's like hard to know the additives. It cannot be easily copied. So we are using different materials and different eco-friendly materials. So it's hard to know the additives. And also we have already done some private laboratory tests that prove that our mixture are harder and eco-friendly and can be used as the
Is it patentable? Have you patented it?
No, not.
Is it patentable?
No. Yeah, we can patent the mixture, but we think to not patent the mixture to save our secret, like Coca-Cola or like McDonald's do. So yeah, the same.
I don't have a question, I have a comment.
Okay.
You guys are all making our life so difficult to pick the final 3.
Oh, thank you.
What is the core of your operations? Will you be a manufacturing kind of company?
Yeah, we produce the furniture, and that's our core activity. It's producing the furniture.
And the design?
Yeah, designing and producing the furniture. And we are also opening doors for external designer, to give us their designs, and we can produce it. And they will have 5% of the sales of their designs.
Can we have an applause to our mentors, please? Mr. Charles, Miss Haya, Mr. Roman, and also whoever, Mr. Zaid. Please applause for them, because without them, we couldn't be here.
This is Team EcoPlast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
15 years ago, my friend Yasser and I were on the same desk doing an exam. My main effort was finding answers for my questions, while Yasser's has a big problem. He can see like this. Unfortunately, his disease called retinitis pigmentosa has no treatment worldwide, and it's still with him. You can imagine 200 million people like Yasser signing a check or writing a tip or signing a contract worldwide. As an engineer and entrepreneur, I promised myself to solve his problem, and the result is PenCam. PenCam is a high-resolution camera connected to a mobile phone application to let legally blind people not only read, but write. The available solutions are bulky, expensive, and not appropriate for everyone, unlike PenCam, which will cost about 10% of each one. Our team is technically ready and in all fields, design, marketing, to make PenCam available in your hands and in every needed hand. And we assure this because in 6 days, we have a prototype with whole functional stuff done only in 6 days. This is our prototype, has been shown to Mada Assistive Technology and Al Noor Special School for blind and legally blind people, and the result was great. Here is our picture in Al Mada Assistive Technology Center, and they offer us funding. Our main target is GCC now. We want to raise $100,000 to reach 1.5 million people in the GCC that have legally blind issues. This is Yaman Abu Jaib, Stars of Science Season 7 winner. Thanks for listening. By the way, just for today, we're offering a free demonstration for PenCam.
Why do you need the pen? Why can't you just use the video camera on a phone itself?
Legally blind people need a special needs in this because magnification is not enough for them. They need some contrast in the background. Some of them, you know that the eye has 3 sensors, let's say, R, G, P, red, green, and blue. Some of them has no R, some of them has no G, some of them has no B. So we're doing some contrast in the background. We changed the colors to let them read and write carefully and with full comfort.
I don't think that's the question that we're asking. Why do you need the pen? Why can't you just make it a camera on the mobile phone?
There is some scenarios that I have mentioned in the pitch. For example, you can't read a sheikh. People with legally blind issues do like this and read, right? And write. So instead of this, we have a pen to write, and we're looking at mobile phone. Instead of making like this, we're now making like this. So for example, if you are in an exam, if you want to fill some blanks in a contract, to sign a tip in a restaurant, this is the only solution.
So if I think I understood right, you need the pen to get the pen closer to the paper. If it was just your phone, you'd get it closer and then you'd have a screen that zooms in?
Exactly.
So the pen is just to use the pen?
We have a mounting system, yes, for camera. This is a high-resolution camera connected to a pen, and the result will be on camera.
But you just use the pen to write?
Exactly, exactly.
So what are the next steps for you?
To be honest, we want to use our good network here in GCC, especially in GCC. Then we want to move to the US and Australia, where 1 out of 7 has legally blind issue.
And gentlemen, this is Team PenCam. Thank you. Thank you. Next, please welcome on stage Team IGT.
Hello, we are Innovating Green Technology team, and we would like to introduce you to our product, ProShield. Overheating is a global problem, and 50% of solar water heaters face this problem. Overheating decreases the lifespan of the solar water heater by half. It decreases the efficiency by 30 to 40%, and up to 30% of the water is lost. This is an image of a solar water heater system installed on the top of a building in Lebanon. It shows the resulting steam and the lost water due to the very high temperatures reached. So many people use solar water heaters, and the total global market amounts up to 87.5 million units, which translates into a $10 billion market for ProShield. The solution is ProShield. ProShield is applied on covers the solar water heater regardless of its type, shape, and size. It doubles the lifespan, it increases the efficiency by 30 to 40%, it saves up to 30% of water, and it also saves maintenance costs. We have participated in 18 competitions locally and regionally. We have won 9 of them, and the total amount of prize money is around $25,000, which we used in the development and research of the product. In 2015, the idea was born. In 2016, there was the testing for the first prototype and the MVP. In 2017, we installed 3 units, and we are still receiving feedback from the people using them to improve our product. And we registered the patent and the trademark in Lebanon. In 2018, we developed the advanced version of ProShield, which connects it to the home automation and the Internet of Things at the Arab Innovation Academy, and we are also preparing for the first commercial batch. In Lebanon, there are 6 Lebanese solar water heater suppliers ready to deal with us. There are 250 pre-sales applications by people who want this product and 4 letters of intent. Moreover, more than 1,000 people on social media are interested in our product. So we are asking in the first phase for $2 million for our operation in the MENA region. The first $500,000 in order to cover the Lebanese, Egyptian, and Qatari markets, as well as to expand the best team members and to start with the manufacturing process. And the next $1,500,000 for research and development for the advanced version, as well as to manufacture 20,000 units for the rest of the MENA region. Our goal is to reach our first milestone in 2018 to target the Lebanese, Egyptian, and Qatari markets, in 2020 to target the rest of the MENA region, in 2022 the European market, and hopefully in 2025 also the American market. This is our team. We are a group of computer, communications, electrical, and networking engineers, so we have the necessary expertise and knowledge to develop this product. Thank you.
If this is such a big problem with the 50% overheating, how come the manufacturers of these solar heaters have not solved that problem?
Okay, so through our research, we discovered that there are around 19 ideas for solving this problem, but these ideas didn't turn out into a product because they are either very expensive. For example, someone wants to cool the system using liquid hydrogen, or they are very theoretical, as the idea of tilting the whole system against the sun radiation, which will cost 10x the cost of the solar water heater.
So in your opinion, what is the biggest threat to your company?
Okay, so if we didn't switch from a company that manufactures a hardware system combined with a software system to a company that manufactures and focuses more on the software base and control base, we'll have someone who will mimic our product, and this will be our main challenge. So we will overcome it through developing our patent strategy, and we will be focusing on developing our controller and our software, so we'll be one step ahead. In addition to having partnerships with organizations managing this market in each country. For Lebanon, we have the Lebanese Center for Energy Conservation and similar institutions in other countries. Okay, so at the end, I would like to thank the Arab Innovation Academy for this great opportunity and the QSTP for the hosting. Thank you for Dr. Maher. And I would thank our all our mentors, especially the mentors we were working with in our daily experience. So I would like to thank our awesome chef mentor, Rodrigo, and our marketing mentor, Miyastar, and and all our mentors, the design mentor, Zaid, the software mentor, Matteo, and we have the hardware mentor, Diego, if I remember the name correctly. And I would like to thank the ones who believe in the project and continue supporting it, Dagmar, and Bilal, and the other mentors who also supported us. Thank you.
Thank you, Team AGT. IGT, thank you. Remote? Yes. So these were the top 10 teams, but now we have the wild card. And the wild card team has a very wild name, so I hope I pronounce it correctly. I was quite surprised. What on earth is that? So I hope it is Mil ATEV team. Can you have on the stage? And can we have you on the stage? Yeah! Mil ATEV. Teach us to pronounce it correctly.
It's pronounced Milad.
Milad, okay. There were like big letters and small letters, so yeah. All right, go for it.
So, hi everyone. We are Team Milad. I have just noticed that we are not only the ones who are trying to solve the problem of overheating. Solar panels also have the problem of overheating. As you might have witnessed, like the growth of electric cars and more especially Tesla. The problem that have Tesla, or why customers, like there are not too much customers that are really interested in this, because mainly of the range. And this is a technical problem which is basically due to the batteries overheating. So we are today trying to solve the batteries overheating. So we don't want you to buy a Tesla and find it like this. Or this is just a Samsung phone which has the same problem of overheating. Or this is the overheating battery pack of our electric car back in Turkey. So maybe you might think that Tesla, like the big Tesla, didn't think of solving this problem. They are trying to solve this problem, but from the chemical way. Our solution consists of coming up with a cooling system which stabilizes the temperature of the batteries, making it work at its optimum temperature, which gives like better performance, like way better, up to 10%. So for the cost of our system, it will start at 1,100 euros up to 1,300 euros with a net profit of 400 euros. Knowing that the total market of electric cars, just a number from last year, was 3 million electric cars were sold around the world. We are only targeting 5,000 electric cars, which makes us with a profit of 2 million euros in the first year. But before this, we need to make a prototype to validate the theoretical calculations that we have made, which will be during 6 months. And the investment that we need from you, dear investors, is 175,000 euros. We are a team of an electrical engineer, an industrial engineer, and 2 general engineering undergraduates. And we are also backed up with 40 engineers back in Turkey who have been working on electric car for the last 4 years, who has also developed 4 electric cars, the most efficient in Turkey, and who has the best performances. Thank you.
How are you going to test your product?
We have actually a laboratory in Turkey. We have all the testing tools. We are going to make the prototype first, make it go through charging and discharging cycles in order to determine how many cycles will it last without our cooling system. Then we will implement it on another battery pack and calculate the number of battery cycles, which is theoretically should be more than 10%.
So this is the technical testing?
Yes.
I'm talking about the customer testing.
The customer testing, we have contacted Mercedes, and they are up to work with us on this project. They had one condition. The system should not only be able to cool the batteries, but also to heat the batteries. Because you can have an electric car in Qatar, and you can also have it in Alaska. So the advantage of our system is that it's using thermoelectric modules, which can either heat up or cool down the fluid that's circulating to cool the batteries. So by controlling this electrical component, we can control the temperature of our system. And BMW also.
How long is the sales cycle, realistically, to close a major car manufacturer or whoever your target customer is with a significant deployment? How long do you think it will take? How long will the sales process take to get to the point where you have a major deployment?
We are, after having the prototype up and running, we are estimating that we need at least 5 months in order to convince a company to to implement our product.
Ladies and gentlemen, Milad, EV team. Yep.
I would like just to thank our mentor, Federico Mamano, who's not with us today. So please, an applause for him.
Thank you. Remote? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the team. So this was our final presenter. You made it so difficult for the jury. You made it so difficult. And now they have to decide who will be the top 3. But we will find that out in a couple of hours. We will go to a short break for 5 minutes. The jury will make their decision. And when we come back, we will have a Technovate event where 3 investors will come on the stage, and Dr. Maher Hakim will be interviewing on some exciting topics on entrepreneurship. So stay tuned. We start with the panel in 5 minutes, and after the panel, we'll head to the award ceremony. But at the moment, 5-minute break, guys. Relax, network, and I'll announce when we start with the panel. Great job, teams.